Hey guys, welcome to another Spider-Man effects video. This is Mike Wilson here, aka the Spiderdad, with the Captain America film Civil War coming out very soon. Wanted to do a Captain America style tutorial. Let's take a look and see what we're going to be doing today. I'll give you an idea of what you could do with the tips and tricks that I've got for you today. Pretty awesome. I was pretty chuffed when I come up with that. All the files that I've used in this tutorial, I'm going to leave in a link below, which you'll be able to download and then have a play with and create your own Captain America style clip. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an idea on how to get it to look like a Captain America shield, and then maybe in another tutorial I'll show you how to physically throw the shield and do all the effects with that. There's a couple of things that you're going to need. You're going to need to have After Effects, and you're going to need to have After Effects Element 3D. Okay, that's a plugin from Video Copilot. It will not work if you don't have that. And also you're going to need the OBJ file, which is going to be inside the folder that will provide you with the download link with all the files attached to it. Okay, so we're going to create a new composition, and we'll call this Captain America Shield. And then we're going to right click in the box, hit New, Solid, and we'll call this, we'll just call this Shield. Make sure it's the comp size, hit OK. Then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go over to Video Copilot, then down to Element, and drag it onto the solid layer. That'll bring up in the effects control panel the element effect. We need to then go down to Scene Interface and Scene Setup. And that'll bring up the 3D modeling window. So as I said before, you're going to need the OBJ file. Now this is actually the 3D model for the Captain America shield. So most of the hard work is actually done already for you to make it look as realistic as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Import up the top here. Click on that. Wherever you've saved it on your computer, you go and find it, and then you select the shield.obj file. Import 3D object. You shouldn't need to change any of the import preferences. Hit OK, and there you have it. It's inside the preview. So with this, you can actually pan around it to have a good old look. It's looking all right so far, but the only thing is it's not actually really looking like a Captain America shield. So we need to add the texture to make it look like that shield. That will also be within the files that I've provided for you. So what we need to do with that is we go over to here, the scene, and we select the shield, select the drop down on that, and then hit the default option there. And that's basically the default coloring at the moment. So we've hit that. Then we go over to the edit panel on the other side, and we need to find textures. So it'll be in a load of options here. We need to find textures and then diffuse. Then when we've seen diffuse, we go to select none set, select that panel, it'll bring up another window called textures channel, and then we hit the load texture box at the top. That'll bring up another window which you'll need to then go and find where you saved those files. And here you'll have the Captain America texture, the JPEG, and also the texture for the metal kind of look. So at this point, we're just going to select the Captain America texture. So we'll select texture, we'll add that in, and then we just don't need to really do much else to the settings. Hit OK, and boom, there you go. You've got it's looking so much more like a Captain America shield. You can tweak it however you want. There's loads of all the settings here. You can pretty much just, edit to however it fits your style, your project. But for me, I'm going to go down to where it says glossiness. I'm going to hit none set. You can have a play and see if it works with any of the others, but my personal preference is the glossiness. Go to load texture, and then you select the Captain America texture metal JPEG. You select that and select texture, that'll add it in, hit OK. And it's basically just taken away that heavy glossness to it, I guess. But it still has a little bit of a shine. So essentially, you've now got your Captain America shield, and if you rotate it, it's actually also on the other side as well, which is pretty handy, so it kind of fits in and hopefully will blend in with your project. And that's basically it. So you hit OK, and it will add it into your layer. Now what you need to do to make this a proper 3D layer and to be able to pan around it and rotate around it, you need to create a camera. So we click in the bottom, hit new and camera. So look, 35mm is fine, hit OK. And that's basically it. Now on the Mac, if you could just hit C, you can then start to rotate around. Just want to make it a bit bigger so we can all see that. There we go. Yeah, so you'll be able to then rotate it as much as you want, and then you can, you know, move it side to side. You can do it all in the normal 3D aspect ratios, you know, the Z space, Y and X as well. And then essentially you can then go and record some test footage, mimic the fact that you're holding a shield and that you're throwing a shield. The shield will cover up any kind of imperfections of your throw, if that makes sense. Let's take another look at that. And with that, you can also then start to think about color correcting that shield to fit your scene. So all we need to do there on the shield is right click, new, and then adjustment layer. And then with that, you can then go and select color correction, and then curves. You then add a curves adjustment layer. And then with that, you can then just start playing around with the general kind of coloring of it, you know, make it a little bit darker, a bit more rugged, a bit more gritty. You can change the channel to blue, give it a bit of a bluish tint if you wanted to. You know, there's so many different options. It really depends on what you on what your scene is. That's basically the tutorial. I may do a tutorial on how to do the throwing and showing all the key framing and all the different kinds of effects that I've added on that. If you want me to do that, leave a comment below. Stay tuned because there is a big video shoot coming up. It's a Marvel style shoot. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of when that project comes out. It should be on the release date of the Civil War film, so nice and fresh. But as ever, rate, comment, subscribe. But until next time, thanks very much.